Hey everybody, Chris from Grand Rifle Group here with a spontaneous optics review unboxing first look. Right, I am going to be shooting with this, but it's not going to be for a while, but let's dive right into it. I wasn't planning on doing this, but it showed up today. Leupold, right? This is the VX Freedom 6-18 by 40 CDS. I don't know what CDS means. Full disclosure, I'm not a Leupold guy. So maybe this is some branding stuff that they do. I have no idea, right? 30mm tube. It's got a side focus. And it says TRI-MOA. I don't know what TRI-MOA is supposed to mean. It does say it's an advanced optical system. Fancy. So, let's take a look. Very basic. No problem with that. No bikini caps. Not a deal breaker. However, I would think that I don't want my glass right up against the foam. I would want something to cover it, just to keep dust off. My opinion. Zoom feels pretty good. It's not overly tight, overly stiff, and also not loose. Side focus, or I don't know if this is a focus or parallax. Typically this is a parallax, but this says side focus, so I don't know if that's just the way that they describe their parallax or if this is an actual focus, right? Looks like it goes from infinity, there's no markings, just see the little scale from big to small and infinity. It feels okay. You can go well past infinity, so I guess infinity and beyond. Dad joke right there. It looks like you can actually, there's two set screws, one here and one there. Be able to adjust this. I don't know. Interesting. I don't know. I don't really know why you would want to, but also maybe that's just a world I'm not used to, and being able to adjust your parallax turret is a fantastic idea. I'm not sure. Let's take a look at the windage. It's capped. Plastic. Take a look at that. That's the first time I've ever seen a plastic windage turret. Does not feel very good. There's no witness mark to show you where you were or where you're going. Like how in your elevation you have a little witness mark. There's none on your windage. That's interesting. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. It feels pretty bad. Then again, for the most part, you typically don't adjust a windage turret. So typically you just set it when you zero, and then you just use what's called Kentucky windage, right? Drag your reticle to the left or to the right to compensate for wind. So it's not a deal breaker. It's interesting. I've never seen a plastic turret ever, even on the worst, chintziest, cheap Chinese of the Chinese. I've never seen that. So it's interesting to see that from the gold ring folks. And from what I understand, this is not a cheap scope. I don't think it's a super expensive one. I believe I'll correct it in the video, but I believe this is about a $650 scope. I could be wrong. but that's weird to me. Elevation. Okay, so it's got plenty of mush in the elevation turret. I can feel and hear the clicks. Not bad. Smooth. Right, if you got to make a big adjustment, you can smooth. Again, like right now, I'm back to what I think is 0. Yet you see that we are. Come on. Focus. There you are. We are past 0. Looks like we're about, in between 0 and the next numeral there. Interesting. Doesn't lock or anything like that. Interesting choice. I know a lot of hunters really like having a locking turret, that you can pick up, rotate, and then set down. I see the merit in that. I'm surprised this one doesn't have it. I don't have my flashlight out here, but I had to kind of look down inside of the scope tube just to kind of see what it looks like down in there. I'm sure it's just some, machined aluminum down in there. Nothing too interesting to look at. But you never know. You might be impressed or surprised, or I don't know. Might just be interesting. Got the shop door open. I got houses from 40 yards away to mountains several miles away. So I got a lot of stuff to look at here. The glass is good. I will give it that. The glass is good. Okay. So it's a 6 to 18, so we'll go from 6 to roughly 12. Second focal plane, which I definitely don't like, but a lot of people still shoot second focal plane. Reticle is not terrible. Let's see the parallax. I've got the parallax all the way in, and it doesn't, even when stuff pretty close, or about that 40 yard range, and it's still not super clear. Okay, adjusting with the diopter, it is cleaning it up a little bit. This is your diopter here. But none of this is scientific. I'm just giving, obviously, just a real quick overview of a very, very first look. I've shot with some Mark 5s before. Mark 5 is a really, really nice scope. It's rather expensive. Very lightweight. This one is decently lightweight. I wouldn't want to get hit with it. That's kind of the scale I like to use is, if I can take this and bash somebody over the head with it, is it something I definitely don't want to get hit with, or is it gonna bend on impact, right? This is probably in the middle, right? Not that I probably don't think it's gonna bend on impact, but it's not super heavy duty. It's not a club. It's not bad. It's not bad. I haven't shot with this yet. This is going on a customer's gun. So this is not my scope. I did not pay any money for it whatsoever. The customer whose rifle that I'm working on, kind of building it from the ground up for him. It's a hunting rifle, and this is the scope that he purchased and sent to me so that I can mount it on his gun. That's the only relationship with it. So I don't, I want him to be really good because I want him to get a really, really good, shooting experience, and I definitely don't want him buying, garbage components. However, I gave my suggestion, and he wanted to do something else. That's perfectly fine. It's his money. He can do with it what he likes. So in conclusion, not a terrible little scope. I'm really not a fan of the plastic windage cap. To me, that's super janky. However, you know, really what it comes down to is, does it shoot? So does it shoot good? Does it track? Does it hold zero? Things like that. That's what really matters. So we'll see how it does, right? It's going to go in the gun. I have to shoot the gun, make sure that it's all working and grouping and everything's jiving. So we'll see after that, but I'm sure it's going to be just fine. So here's a honest look at the VX Freedom 6-18. If you like this kind of stuff, real quick, honest reviews of different things, gear, stuff like that. Make sure, like, follow. If I got something wrong, or you know more about this stuff than I do, this is very possible. Leave a comment. Let me know. Let's have a talk. But thanks, and see you next time.